So here's a snapshot of what students are learning this week, and this is the week ending 14 August 2009. Here's a snapshot of what guitar students are learning this week with Toda Edu, a guitar teacher in Auckland. So here is a 6-year-old boy, and he's currently learning Happy Birthday on a nylon string acoustic with Dad tuning. There's JS here, who's a mother of 3, and she's into Green Day, and she's learning the Green Day chords for the song Good Riddance, and she's on a steel string acoustic tuning, standard tuning, and she started on Dad. Here's a 50s senior manager in the finance sector and banking sector, and he's doing finger picking at the moment and doing the Hotel California Arpeggio with a do, da, ba, bo, ba, do, bo rhythm. And he plays a nylon string acoustic with standard tuning. Here's a person in her 30s. She's a critical care nurse, and she's playing I Walk the Line, alternating bass and chords. And she's also, while she's playing those chords, is also learning to play Imagine by John Lennon. She has a nylon string acoustic with standard tuning. And here's a student in her 20s, and she's only on her first lesson, and she's learning support fingering. She's learning fret touch and also how to do touch finger picking, and she's on a steel string acoustic with standard tuning. 21st birthday present for her. Then there's a teen dude. He's 17, and he's playing blue arpeggio. He's playing blues arpeggio forms, and he's playing them through the caged forms, and this is the blues arpeggio. When he's got the arpeggio down, then he'll add the rest of the scale to it. Then here's an actor, guy in his 30s, and he's a songwriter, and he's written several songs, and he's learning songwriting chords, and also songwriting arpeggios. And so he's used to writing songs by chords, and now he's learning to use arpeggios and melody to help him write. So he plays an electric steel string with standard tuning. Now here's a 6-year-old boy who's learning to play Row Your Boat, a great song, and he's on a nylon string Dad tuning. 11-year-old boy on a nylon string standard tuning, and he's learning the basic blues progression in A, and he's learning sixth licks in A also. 7-year-old boy is quite a good little player, this guy, and he's learned all his songs, and now he's learning finger picking, and he's learning how to keep 3 fingers calm while 1 finger is actively playing, and he's doing that with each finger, and on each string he can play a whole bunch of melodies that he already knows. So he's on a nylon string and playing standard tuning. And here's a high school student who's playing All of Those Nights by Dear Juliet, and it's a song she knows really well, and is just now putting it onto a guitar. And here's a teen student, teen dude, and he's right into his soloing, and he's playing caged home and away arpeggios in C, and you can find out more on that in the scale section of the guitarteacher.net.nz site. So he's learning all those arpeggios, and of course every arpeggio is, as you know, half a scale. And now we have another high school dude, and he's learning the Staple Song by Jack Johnson, and he's learning all the DB rhythms. Not the easiest thing to learn for a first time learner, but he's into it, and he's on nylon string guitar and playing Dad and doing exceptionally well there. And here's another high school dude on Dad, and he's playing Down on the Corner Riff and Strum, and he's playing the da ba do sa ba do so rhythm on a nylon string guitar Dad. So he's doing the riffs and the strumming. And here's a guy in his 40s, a consultant, and he's learning power picking, and he's also doing dobo strums, and he's learning the simple songs My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean and Amazing Grace, and he's on nylon string guitar with Dad tuning. Then we have a dude who's he's a lecturer, and he's playing blues chords and playing them through all the caged forms as well. So there's roughly about 7 or 8 different caged forms to play, times 3 different chords. There's 24 chords that he's learning to thread in and out of. And he's doing that on a steel string acoustic guitar, and he's actually on standard tuning, but he started out on Dad Dad. Then we have a 6-year-old girl who starts the next day, and she's learning how to touch, feel and press a string and press a note, and she's doing that all with twinkles, learning twinkles at the same time. Then there's an investor dude, and he's in his 40s, and he again is playing blues chords, and he's playing the caged forms, and he's playing 3 forms per change. And then there's a super woman in her 50s, and she's playing a Dad Dad nylon string guitar, strong rhythmically, and she's learning to play the do da ba da bo 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 ba do bo rhythm for the song Girl from Ipanema. Then we have a 9-year-old boy who's playing Row 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 Your Boat and Mary Had a Little Lamb on a nylon string Dad Dad tuned guitar, and a 13-year-old boy with his first 3/4 size electric guitar, and he's learning Boom Boom Blues Riff in E and a Lightning Hopkins strum. And that is, he's now gone from Dad Dad, and he's on standard tuning, and he's gone from nylon, and he's on his electric guitar. Then a 10-year-old boy who is a little sight reading genius, and he's reading sight reading Stand By Me. He transcribes the rhythm, he names the notes, he tabs the notes, then he learns them and reads and plays them by sight. Nylon string guitar, he does have electric guitar, too big for him to play, and he does a standard tuning guitar. He started off playing Dad Dad. 9-year-old boy plays Kookaburra Sits on the Old Gum Tree and Bar Bar Black Sheep, and he's learning, particularly focusing on his moves on the 9th, 11th and 12th frets, nylon string Dad Dad guitar. Then they have a 14-year-old boy who's playing Farmer in the Dell, and if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, doing call and response. Again, he's nylon string Dad Dad. Then I have a high school male, and this guy's wants to learn to play jazz, and so he's going through the House of Rhythm at the moment. At the moment he's transcribing Dobo Dobo rhythms and playing Dobo Dobo rhythms on a steel string, standard tuning guitar. Then there's a high school dude who's doing lyric writing with me and songwriting chords, and he's using a bit of software that I created, and he's getting through a song a week at the moment, which is just great going, and he's on nylon string standard tuning. Then another high school male who's learning DB rhythms so he can play Jimi Hendrix, especially Purple Haze. And then I have this guy, dude in his 30s, as a physio, high level sports physio, and he's done Dobo Dobos. Now he's doing Daba Daba rhythms, and he's sight reading Beatles songs with those rhythms. Then there's a dude here in his 40s, a financial advisor, and he's doing a nylon string Dad Dad, and he's playing Imagine by John Lennon and 3 Little Birds. So that's a snapshot of what students are playing this week in August, and the question is, what would you like to learn, and what's your guitar, nylon string, acoustic, electric guitar, and what's your tuning choice? So you can visit guitarteacher.net.nz and check out your Be My Guest lesson, or give us a buzz on 093786666. And with that ends this lesson, that ends this video on what are they learning this week with Tauda Irawe, Guitar Teacher.